The ongoing plea bargaining efforts by embattled suspended governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, and the Nigerian government is being arranged by a former Delta State governor and United Kingdom ex-convicts. James Ibori has become one of President Bola Tinubu's allies. Sahara reporters has learned. Sahara reporters further gathered that Ibori, who was himself accused of multi-million fraud in the UK and spent time in prison, is presently working behind the scenes for Emefiele to plead to lesser charges and get released. Sahara reporters had on Wednesday reported that the Fundamental Rights Enforcement suit filed against the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, at the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory by two brothers of Emefiele had been withdrawn. The court vacation judge, Justice Emmanuel Ukpe, had struck out the suit on Wednesday after the applicants, through their lawyer, informed the court of their decision to discontinue the case. It was also earlier reported that the trial of the embattled former CBN governor was on Wednesday stalled at the High Court of Federal Capital Territory following his plan to enter into plea bargaining to get soft landing, according to sources. Emefiele is facing 20 counts of conspiracy and procurement fraud levied against him by Tinubu government. He was on August 17, 2023 brought to court under tight security. He was scheduled to be arraigned on Wednesday and take his plea before the presiding judge, Justice Hamza Muazu, but the case was not listed in the cause list. No official reason was given by the court or the lawyer, but findings by Sahara reporters revealed that Emefiele had agreed to enter into plea bargaining with the prosecution in line with the Administration of Justice Criminal Justice Act. It was learned from lawyers involved in the case that Emefiele opted to enter into plea bargaining with the prosecution team. The sources on Thursday informed our reporters that Ibori was the mastermind of the plea bargaining scam by the CBN governor. The plea bargain scam between the federal government and Emefiele is being arranged by Ibori. He is arranging for Emefiele to plead lesser charges and get released. He is arranging for him to forfeit an incomplete building in Abuja and pay a fine of 10 million naira, one of the sources said. Earlier, the suspended CBN governor siblings, George Emefiele and Okanta Emefiele, had filed separate ex parte motions at the court seeking order of the court to enforce their fundamental right to freedom of movement, among others, by issuing perpetual injunction restraining the DSS from inviting, intimidating, harassing, and arresting or detaining them in relation to matters or body of matters which relates to the ongoing investigation of Mr. Godwin Emefiele and of matters outside the constitutional and statutory mandate of the first respondents. However, at the resumed hearing of the cases on Wednesday, counsel for the applicants, Grace Ewusani, informed the court that the applicants separately filed notice of discontinuance of the case. The lawyer, however, did not explain to the courts why the applicants decided to discontinue the cases. The counsel for the DSS, Ibrahim Awu, who did not oppose the discontinuance applications by Emefiele brothers, however, urged the court to dismiss the case instead of striking it out as requested by the applicant's counsel. The DSS also demanded a substantial cost of 2 million naira against the applicants in favor of the respondents. The counsel of the AGF, Maimuna Lami Sheru, also concurred with the submission of the DSS counsel and also demanded a 2 million naira cost. Justice Okwe, in his ruling, struck out the cases and ordered that no cost should be paid by the applicant. Ibori. Of course, two of them are good in this, Ibori and Tinubu. You have this kind of people at the end of affair. You are confident, you want to go and sleep, that you are in the country. After all, the another case is dangling on Tinubu. Of course, there was a plea bargain concerning the narcotic business that he was involved in, and which made him to forfeit 460,000. that time. And also Ibori too, you know this stuff is made up. So is this the kind of people that you think will think better for Nigeria? This man stole Nigerian money, especially Delta State people money, stolen to stoop up. He's a common thief, which he was convicted for. You heard it, ex-convict. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this.